So yeah, I saw Pixie on my own yesterday. You didn't.
No, I wanted to, but then I had that job interview thing, so I couldn't, and I was there quite late, so I couldn't manage to see it in the end, which is a shame because the trailer looked really quite funny.
The
Now,
trailer is funny, and actually the trailer has, I think, some bits that didn't make it to the actual film.
I hate when films do that.
Yeah,
It happens so often. All
but
right, well, what's it like then? What's it
yeah.
about?
Also, this is directed by Barnaby Thompson and written by his son Preston Thompson. So I don't know how often that happens, but it's a father-son writing directing combo.
Yeah, you love to see a little bit of nepotism every now and then.
Yeah, well, I read a couple articles about it because I was kind of interested in the dynamic, and apparently, Preston, his son, basically proposed this screenplay to him, or proposed the idea, like several years ago, and he said, "Oh no, I don't really like the idea of gangsters in Ireland, especially like with priests and stuff." And he was like, "Oh, I think it sounds a bit done and whatever." And he went back and worked on it for a while, and then he came back more recently and proposed it, and he thought it was a runner then, so they made it together, and it's starring Olivia Cook as the lead, with Daryl McCormack, Ben Hardy, Colm Meaney, and with a special cameo by Alec Baldwin,
That did make me laugh seeing Alec Baldwin do an Irish accent.
right, in the cassock and the dog collar.
Yeah,
The accent is not good.
yeah, but fuck it, who cares?
Yeah. But yeah, so this is the film about gangsters and priests in Ireland. Basically, it follows Pixie, played by Olivia Cook, and she has become slightly embroiled in a plot involving a large drug deal. Well, she's not instantly involved in the plot. It's actually these two characters played by Daryl McCormack and Ben Hardy who find themselves in the middle of basically a gang feud between an ex-IRA mobster group and a mobster group formed of the Brotherhood.
You're overcomplicating it
Yeah.
again.
Anyway,
To be honest, I think I can understand the plot just from watching the trailer.
yeah,
Don't they find a load of MDMA or something?
they find a bag full of MDMA with street value of about $1 million or something, and then they go on. It's one of those kind of road trip adventure stories
Okay.
with a lot of priests and Irish voices thrown in for good measure. And I would say, it's an interesting film. I really enjoyed a very kind of novel take on the sort of gangster genre, because obviously you don't get many female leads in any of these, and actually most female characters are very supplementary to a lot of gangster films.
Is Olivia Cook the lead then, you'd say?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
definitely, 100%.
All right.
And she is one of the most endearing characters as well. I would say that Olivia Cook did a really good job. She basically carries the whole film because unfortunately there are a few bits that kind of let it down a little bit. I think it struggles to find its tone quite a lot through the film. You can see there are a lot of references that are being used, and there are a lot of direct kind of influences that are pulled. Like, I've heard people describing a lot of the action sequences as Tarantino-esque.
Yeah, I kind of
like
thought
a
that
gratuity to
Yeah.
like the violence and the way that it's staged. And the thing is, obviously, it's not full-blown Tarantino-esque because there's also a lot of lightheartedness in there, and there's a lot of dark comedy involved that don't hit on the same notes, but it does struggle to find its place a little bit.
I've
I would
heard that
say.
it reminds a friend of mine of, what was his name, Martin McDonough, the guy
Yes.
that did
In
Seven
Bruges.
Psychopaths in Bruges,
Yeah.
Free Billboards and all that.
Again, definitely some references pulled from that almost directly. But that said, it's an entertaining film. I thoroughly enjoyed sitting there watching it. I was picking it apart a little bit, and part of me in my head was like, stop being so cynical. Just enjoy it for what it is, which is seeing these beautiful vistas of rural Ireland as the backdrop for something that is like, it could be quite gritty, but it becomes quite friendly and jovial a lot of the way through, even though there are some, very dark themes at play. Again, I don't think, I mean, Cole Meany was a great portrayal as Olivia Cook's father.
Because I really like Cole Meany. He's always good in shit I see him in.
He's wicked. But
so anyone that doesn't recognise that name, just look him up and you'll know who he is straight away.
he's got a very distinctive face.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's good in it. But yeah, there's quite a few people that are they're just so, and it's a shame. And some of it's a little bit, I don't know, overdone or not that well thought through. But by and large, it kind of pulls itself together quite nicely.
I mean, I'm annoyed I didn't get to see it because the trailer did look quite funny, and I really want to see Alec Baldwin playing a gangster priest because that just looks like, even if the film was shit, I'd find that entertaining.
Unfortunately, Alec Baldwin basically wasted the chance that he was given. I mean, this was a golden opportunity.
Was it he wasted it or the film wasted him?
I think it was a bit of both, actually, because he didn't command any presence. It felt a bit cash grab.
Okay.
And I can't imagine there was a huge amount of cash involved, to be honest.
I think Paramount made it, so maybe a bit of money.
Yeah, maybe a bit, but yeah, it didn't seem like the quite the star-studded lineup that he would have been interested in. But he took it on. I think he's got personal connections with the
yeah. I mean, even watching
crew.
the trailer, it looked like he had fun, if nothing else.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't really translate onto the screen, and I was a little bit disappointed by how he kind of left how his performance went, and I just felt a little bit disappointed by where it ended up with, to be honest. And so I'm going to stop rambling because, I'm going.
It's probably for the best.
But I'm going to give it 6. I'd say.
I mean, I still want to see it. I think just because it's almost better knowing not to have the highest expectations, because I often enjoy films more when that's the case. So I probably will try and see it still. And it's a British film. Got to support the Brits, and
yeah.
that's I couldn't come up with a funny anecdote or anything to say there.
That's
I was
all right.
numbed to sleep by Alistair's talking.